All right, we got our mics off. Good morning. It's morning for us or afternoon for us. It's Tuesday and we're recording instead of going live. But we didn't want to miss our Terri Tuesday. It's so funny. I got the TV on in the background. It was on. I didn't even pay any attention to it, but I gotta fix it. But anyway, how are you today, Terri? We just had Thanksgiving. Well, for us, and we're entering into Christmas, New Year's, time for the Yule tide greetings to come, and people, I guess, to travel and visit family. And what's going on with you?
Well, we are up in Winnipeg and we've had our first snowfall and we're getting on Sunday and we had another one happening right now and then it's going to turn really cold. So guess what? It's really feeling like that winter season is upon us. Um, that chill and just looking for some coziness and comfort and just a reflection. I mean, it's that, we've had busy times and it's like, oh, the year is coming to an end. We're already December 10th. Like we've only got 21 days left to the year. So it's like, wow, the year flew by. And I think it's a time for us to, I'm just like in me, I'm reflecting over my year. Like, what have I done? What have I accomplished? What did I set out to do? And what did I do? And what more did I do? And what didn't I do? So it's just a looking at back time, process time for me.
Yeah, definitely a time to evaluate, give yourself credit for what you've done.
Yeah.
Was noticing that, like, kind of going over your accomplishment and achievements, and then making a decision on how more of this and less of that.
Right.
Time to take that inventory, and I know one of the biggest parts of that sometimes is the expectations of others can be your limitation, and kind of removing other people's expectations, because maybe you did say, I'm gonna do this. And a lot of times we feel like, oh, I have to do it because I said, but you are entitled to change your mind. Then I know some people are feeling like they're lazy because I said I was going to do this and I planned it with all my heart at the time. Hey, I'm going to do this. And maybe you don't do it. And so now I was noticing for some of my friends, they labeled themselves as lazy. And I was like, it's not because you're lazy, unmotivated, or uninspired. You can release yourself from those old obligations and create new ones now. You needed those to kind of keep going at the time, but
Yeah.
now you're in a different place from a different perspective. It's time for you to let those obligations go.
Well, and I think we have to recognize the fact that we have an intention, but what happens is the energies flow in different ways and circumstances happen and things change in our lives. We're basing an intention based on where we are at a specific time. But as things as we move through forward, as we move through things don't always materialize in the way that we think that they are. And then all of a sudden, where think we're heading one way, we may veer off in another direction without realizing, that we're being drawn to something else. And so sometimes I think we put too much pressure on the fact that I didn't accomplish what I set out to. What we need to do is look at how our lives have unfolded in front of us. What are the new opportunities that have arisen for us that weren't necessarily there 4 or 5 months ago. Like all of a sudden we may have a new person in our life and it's like, well, that changed everything in the way that I see things and how I perceive and how I approach things. So because we have changes, it may make a difference with the way that we proceed with our former intentions. That's my opinion.
So I guess we could look at the cards that you have chosen. Let's see if I can find them. Lord have mercy, because I have such a fun time with these buttons. And so this is the deck. Did you want to talk about the deck or?
Yeah, the Sacred Forest is one by Denise Linden. It's a beautiful deck because it just talks about, I believe it's those guiding forces that are, like we can say that, but I think it's those guiding forces that are helping us make through, like directing us in a sense, like maybe it's our higher self, maybe it's divine forces, whatever people, however they want to call them. And so this deck of hers is, you can see the light at the door. It's a very whimsical kind of deck. There's fairies, there's reflections, there's the guardians of the land. A lot of times we forget about the spirit within the land. We see ourselves as spirit, but everything is living, and they have the land and the nature has their guiding spirits as well, their higher selves. So I think it's this deck is about connecting with the energies around us.
Okay.
So the first card is the Guardians of the Land, and it's protection. So it's a beautiful. You see the toadstools. You see the stag in the end, the trees, the forest. And it's the guardians of the land are those beings, those spirit guides that are part of nature, and they surround us. And this is, I think it's important for us to connect with the where we are, even if you're in an apartment block that's 10 stories high, you're still grounded to that, and there is a spirit of the place, and there's a guardian of the land, and that we are always protected by those spirits if we are aware of them. And I think we just need to realize that no matter what's happening around us, especially these days, there's a lot of uncertainty and stuff, but if we ground ourselves and we connect with that spirit, we are going to be in a place of protection. We just need to be able to recognize that if we are grounded, then we will have the strength because we will have the protection of the land around us. Did you want to add something to that?
No.
Okay. And so then the second card is the reflecting pool and stillness. This is that time of year when we can take it to time to reflect. Like we were just talking about, what have we accomplished this year? What were some of the things that changed? And just reflect on that. What has your life, what new understandings has life brought to you? And, sometimes we have to just be in that still place. Remember that, healers of old, they always took that time to sit and relax and find that time for reflection, because that's what energizes us. And so this time of the year is a time for our renewal, like gathering what we've learned and, renewing who we are. And so sometimes, even though we're going into that darkness of the shortest days of the years, but the light is returning. And so we're just pooling our energy together and preparing ourselves for the next cycle. And so that will lead us into that Willow Spirit of the flexibility. So, spring is going to come again, and we're starting a new cycle again. But first, we have to we have to reflect on where we've come and how far we've come. Where have you come from in this last year? And like, how do we take these lessons, these challenges, the things that we've accomplished, how do they now mold us and make us flexible for more things to come? Things are always changing, nothing stays the same, and we have to be flexible for the changes that come. And so when we're connected with the land, with the spirit of the land, when we take the time to reflect and just be in that stillness, then it helps us to bring in the ability to be flexible for whatever changes are going to be coming, and just remembering that you are always protected by your connection with the divine source. So just feel like like maybe there are circumstances around us that we can't control, but we can control how we react. And so finding that stillness, finding that ability to reflect on it will give us that flexibility to move forward in whatever the new year has to offer us.
I like the middle card because number one, it's the 33, which is the master number
Yeah,
completion. And as she's looking down, she's not even seeing herself in the reflection. It's something deeper,
yeah,
and it's the swan. And the swan reflecting back, you know,
yeah,
the story, the ugly duckling turns into a beautiful swan. So there's these things inside us, these shadows that we can accept, these certain parts of us that maybe we don't want to look at, but it's time to look into the dark places and being accepting of those parts of ourselves. I feel like sometimes we want to deny the dark parts or the, you know, these things about ourselves that we don't like, but then we have to somehow embrace them and accept them. I feel, it just makes me think of a person who's chronically late, or a person who they can have this one bad habit. And so when someone says, when you did this, they get triggered and and so emotional when someone calls them out for it, because they have not can't. But if you begin to accept yourself on a deeper level of, yes, I am flawed, then you can actually love your whole self, flaws and weaknesses and strength. And this is
right,
a part of being complete. With this willow spirit, I love this because I was looking up different kinds of wood, and the willow is this piece of wood that bends without breaking. Therefore, it's that symbol of flexibility on here, and it's a healing wood.
yeah,
So, what doesn't hurt you, what doesn't break you, makes you stronger. So, over time, as you looking back at all these challenges, so much more you'll be able to accomplish next year and in the future, because you haven't been broken. And it's so interesting. I had a conversation with someone about they had a bad experience and they were flashing back to this negative experience. And I said, but that didn't, you didn't die, right? You still lived, right? And then they had to think about it like, well, yeah, it didn't kill me, right? So I survived that. So I am okay. I don't have to be in fear of it happening again, because I already proved that I could survive it. And
right,
I just think so that was just a really cool card with the willow spirit and the flexibility. You got to think
yeah.
about that. We're constantly changing, so
Yeah, we are constantly
and
and
growing.
when we try and hold on to things the way that they have been, then it makes us very stoic and we can't move, right? If we are allowing the flow, we're like that willow. I mean, a willow likes to be in that water. It's a water. It's a water element. The willow spirit is water because it flows. It has that flexibility, and so just think of yourself as the willow is grounded, but it has that ability to move through challenges.
Most definitely. So would there be like a summary that you would say for
I
the
would,
cards, or?
I'm just going to say, I think the overall message here is that, you know what, we have gone through challenging times. So, I mean, if we look back over the last 5 years, our lives have changed completely. And over the last year, it's been that continuation of these changes. Galactically, we're moving through some amazing energies in the galaxy, and I think that that's reflected in our everyday life, where we are protected, but there's going to be changes, and we just have to allow for the the energies are going to come in. If we sit in our stillness and reflection, it will give us strength, right? We can gather our strength from the experiences that we've had. We don't have to hold on to what happened. We can we can review, we can reflect on that, and take the energy from it as our strength, and then that gives us that pliability and the flexibility to say that, okay, I've weathered these storms, I've weathered all of this stuff, so I'm now flexible. I know that I can move, I can change with whatever is coming in the next year, and trusting yourself that you have that ability to overcome whatever is going to um, present itself. So I think it's really, I think we're at that time in the year where we can take the time to just be in stillness and reflect, and like, um, be proud of what you have done over the last year, and not say I should have done this or I should have done that. You you did what you needed to do, and maybe what you had set out to do 10 months ago, 11 months ago, didn't actually um, come to fruition in the same way, but you also gained something else in your journey. So be gentle with your self awareness.
For sure, definitely be gentle with yourself and be observant. And I think that's the thing, is taking time to reflect and really be honest with yourself about who you are. And it'll be the greatest marker of growth for you, is self-awareness. Why am I angry? Am I really hungry? Am I really lonely? Am I, whatever it is, questioning your thoughts, your feelings. Am I really in pain? Why am I in pain? Is this really emotional? Or, so much where we can just examine ourselves and kind of just figure out who we really are and why. And it's a beautiful thing. It's, it seems painful at times, but as you get used to it, it becomes, a beautiful feeling, a very comforting feeling.
Well, this is true, and if we don't change, if we want to stay the same, we become petrified in a sense. As we move with the changes, we are growing. If we want to hold on to things the way they are, then we get petrified, and we don't grow, and we just start to deteriorate. You know, because we're not willing to be flexible. It's flexibility. You're muted, Erica.
I didn't want to miss my brother, so I was like, I'm recording. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we do, like, that's the other thing about flexibility. If we're not willing to to change with things and embrace new ideas, embrace new things, then we become inflexible, right? But that flexibility is important if we want to stay active and not get stuck, you know. Because when we talk about people getting stuck, it's they're not flexible. They haven't adapted to things around them.
Most definitely. So, one to grow on. I guess I don't know. I could put the cards back up again so people can look at them. Share screen. Oh! I don't think I can. Oh, I think I took them down. Okay, well, I took them down. All right. Well, that was a wonderful message, and we will post this today. So this is the same day, December 10th, but just not the same time. It
Yeah.
seems like it's easier to record now than it is to actually go live. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right.
All right. Well, everyone, have a wonderful week.
Oh, Terry, let me see. Wait a minute. Oh, let's show your.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been the last few days I've been busy doing some akashic journeys and soul journeys, and so very insightful. And they've been. I enjoy doing them as much as people enjoy having them done. So, if you're
Cool.
interested, just drop me a note.
Is this the proper?
Yeah, that's it right now. Yeah.
Okay, so there is no www.
No.
That's cool. Okay, I was wondering. I noticed you posted it, and I was like, "What? Something looked different." Okay, very cool. So, if you're into Akashic Journeys, want to check out your past life and find out what messages are most important to you, check out Terry's website. She does excellent journeys and private readings and axiotonal alignment, other things. So, check it out and see what she's doing and support. Thank you.
Mm.
I'm gonna do our Superfly outro.
Okay.